Hi guys. This morning I did a couple of videos and posted them on YouTube showing you some of the furniture and stuff I'm doing for the Arthur house. And I have almost completely cut out all the parts to this little piece, and that's what I'm going to be working on for the Arthur. I'm going to build two of these, although I'll probably only get one done today. And I know that I cut my back piece too short, so I am going to have to work on that. Or I just leave it the length that it is, and that may be what I do, because it doesn't matter the height as long as the pieces fit on. So I'll probably just live with the height of it. It is kind of tall towards the, or when you set it beside the bed. Anyhow, all right, so I got my hot glue gun done, plugged in, and I have cut all the pieces. And in my YouTube video, if you jump over there, you'll see exactly how I cut those pieces. Now I should, there. So I have a top of the table and a bottom of the table and a back of the table. So this will be the back, and it'll fit on there like so. And I have not built the front. I just figured we better get the front and sides, or the back and sides, built. And I want to show you quickly in a live stream how I'm going to do that, so I don't have to go back and edit and all that stuff. So again, like I said, I got the pieces cut out, and what I did was I broke up the fibers in a piece of cardboard. And basically you just, roll it up, flatten it, roll it up, flatten it, kind of just so it's pliable and workable. And I think there is a certain way you should, not supposed to, but you should break those fibers so it works better. But for the most part, this is okay. So what I'm going to do, in one of my sides, I had already sanded. It's this one. See, I'd already sanded it, and you can tell because that you don't see very many holes. And in this one, you see, maybe if I do them this way, see, you can see the holes and the unevenness there, but not on that one. So we're going to be gluing on this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the camera so you can see down to, sorry about that, down to where you can see how I'm going to glue this. So what I'm going to do basically is very slowly go around with the glue gun and match that shape. And then over the top, I'll be adding the layers of this cardstock, which I also did. I manipulated it to give it some mobility. So be careful when you're doing this, because you can give yourself, if you're doing it like this, you can give yourself a paper cut. So just be careful. Just roll it around. You can, besides drop it, you can go back and roll it, roll it, roll it. The ends are kind of hard to manipulate. But anyhow, this is how you do it. And get this cardboard, and this basically is cardboard, even though it's just thick cardstock. It's all cardboard. So then roll it up, unroll it. The ends are kind of hard, but you can kind of just bend and keep folding it in half one way, keep folding it in half the other. So anyhow, this won't matter, because once we get the side on with the cardboard, this will work really good. All right, so wish us luck. Here we go. Where is the cardboard that I had showed you that I had already crumbled up? There it is. So I'm just going to show you side one, and I want to post this to my diorama divas, because like I said, this is basic. I mean, if you just wanted to sketch out a basic shape, you could do that, and you can make something that looks this nice and probably cost $15 or $20. You can make, and I'll show you once this is done how nice this actually looks. And paint it. And no, it is not made out of wood, but once it's finished, it's really sturdy like wood. And it's light. This is very light, but this will be about the same or lighter. All right, here we go. So I got my glue gun. Make sure I got the right piece. And I am just barely, and if you are not with your parents, do not do this. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm barely going to put a little bead of hot glue because I don't want it gloppy, you know what I mean? I don't want it where I can't work with it. So I am going to take, and I like to always keep white side out because then everything matches. See, and I'm just, if you look, I'm just gluing that right up to the edge, straight up to the edge, and giving it a chance to stick before I turn it around. I'm going to turn it around, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it, hopefully, I'm going to give it a little bit of an exaggerated bow, because remember on the outside, we are going to be covering that. See, I give it a little bit of an exaggerated bow to that cardboard. And then I'm going to put a little hot glue on the inside and just kind of roll that around. And then I can actually hold that. And like I said, I want to give it a bit of an extra bow there because it's going to be important when we're done. So see, I'm going right around the edge, and I still have this piece sticking over. So I'm going to continue to glue all the way down. And I'm right there going to give that a bit of an extra bow and bring that top in just about like that. So see, I'm going to hold that and let that dry. And that'll give us our shape. And then I'll go over it with the cardboard. And then I got a magic secret trick that I'm going to use to make the cardboard really, really stiff. So that's pretty good. Okay, and then this edge I can now cut off. And I want to try and make sure I cut that straight. Okay, so there is the outside. Now that's going to be the inside of the cabinet. And once I get this outside finished and I've got it secure and glued to this piece, I'll go back in and I will scrape off as much of that hot glue as I can. I just don't want to do it right now because I need that stability. And this looks to be a little too high. So I want to go and I want to cut off just a smidge more because my top of the table needs to be able to set level. So see, there's the side of the table, and then there's the top. And so if you look at it, your table now has that bow, just like this has that bow. You see? Now, is it perfect? No. But is it going to look nice in your diorama or your house? Absolutely. And as we go, it will be more and more and more realistic. So I want to look and see how far. Now see, the back is flush. These are important things to take note of because when I put my top on, I want to make sure that it is A, flush with the back, and B, centered. So it's going to look something like that. So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go ahead now and glue this side. But I have to manipulate another piece of cardboard. And I want to make sure, Let's try this piece. That might work. I want to make sure that the cardboard is long enough, because if it's too short, I think that's worse, because if it's too long, you can cut it. If it's too short, you got to replace it in it. And I would rather cut than tear it all off and have to replace it again. And I apologize about my dog, guys. She's a barker. And there's probably nothing out there, but she thinks there is. And then the little one, well, whatever it is she's doing, then he feels he needs to be a part of. Okay, so this might be good enough. We'll find out. It's just the edges are so hard to break. Okay, let's give this a shot. So again, we'll start this in and then come around and make that exaggerated, like I said. Just a little bead of glue here. I'm going to start by holding it just like that. And once I know that's dry, then I can go back in and start to bring that around. Now that's going to be the inside of the cabinet. And it is, I think, smaller on the top in this one. Or maybe not. It's square, but they used wood, so it's okay. I mean, it's the aesthetic look. So yeah, it's going to be curved on the inside, but you know what? It's okay. Like I said, we're going for the look, basically not functionality. I mean, it's nice that the doors will open, but is it necessary? No. Okay, I'm going to need to glue that. There we go. I think I have it. I thought I had it. I wanted to show you too. I have this really cool tray. And I have a story about that tray. My daughter found it somewhere. I don't remember. But she found it. And she didn't want it. You know, after she had it for a while, she was like, I think she had a plant on it. I think that's what she had on it to catch the water. And she was going to toss it. And I said, nah, you know what? Don't toss it. Let me hang on to it. So I kept that plate in my windowsill in the kitchen for a very long time. How long, I don't exactly remember, but a long time. And this last time that I was cleaning up my craft room, I said, you know what? I think I finally found a home and a reason for the tray, the little glass plate. I can keep my hot glue gun on it. So I'll show it to you here in just a second. And it worked out perfect. It was the right size, the right shape, and it's kind of classy looking. So I think I'll keep it. And so I did. But anyhow, this is what I keep my hot glue gun on. That's the plate, and it's just a glass plate. So now I don't get glue dots all over my brand new, freshly painted counter space or workspace, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this one up because, like I said, I don't mind if it's a tad bit short. That's okay. What I don't want is for it to be high. Okay, There we go. There is the inside of the cabinet. Now the top will go on this way. I had one a little nicer, yeah. I want the top to be the really nice table. So it'll get glued on this way. And it'll be flush. But I don't want to do that until I have done the cardboard on the sides. Okay, so next is the cardboard. Let me unplug my glue gun and move it. I don't, because at this point we will no longer be using the glue gun. I rarely ever use hot glue. Rarely ever. I mean, I will tell you honestly, I start my roof. There's clear glue sticks and then there's wood glue sticks, and I'll show you the difference. The wood glue sticks are a different color. See, they're a different color. They're kind of the color of what Gorilla Glue looks like when it's dry. But anyhow, so I will use these in my glue gun to glue shingles on. And that, because I cannot tell a lie, I absolutely do not like to put shingles on a roof. And shame on me, because, you know, you should enjoy the whole build. You should enjoy putting things like this together. You should enjoy roofing. I mean, you should enjoy the whole thing. But there are just those parts that not everybody enjoys. And roofing, I don't enjoy. Okay, so one piece for the bottom, one piece for the top. So I just kind of want to show you, once it's done, how cute it will look. And it will actually resemble that table. So is it perfect? No. But I tell you, once it's finished, you're going to say, wow. And I also, for the top, cut the, you'll see the little groove that goes around here. There's like a little edge. Maybe I can show it to you. See that? The little edge that goes around. I cut this, and then I did this. I mean, I did this kind of imagination-wise, but it will go on the top of this piece. So when you look at it, you'll see that one is, of course, beveled in, but mine will be glued on and then sanded on the edges and then painted. So once it's done, again, just a little more detail, and it will look really, really neat. The other thing I thought about doing was putting a little embellishment on the side here, but I don't know. I have these, and I thought that might look, I'll show you how it will look. You just slide this in, of course, and you got to manhandle it, let me tell you. Did it go through? Nope, not even. So you really got to push down. Can you imagine how this, well, holy moly, it doesn't want to. Maybe I'll do it this way. Good grief, guys. That should just go through. Just like that. Maybe it's the paper. Maybe the paper's too thick. I don't know. I don't mess with this too much. And usually when I do, I think it's the paper. Let me try a thinner sheet of paper. Usually when I do, it's really like regular paper or slightly thicker paper. Yeah. See? That's what it was. It wasn't me. It was the paper. But isn't that pretty? So I might do something like that. I might just cut it, you know, somehow figure out how to. I have never in my life felt anything I know what I'll do. I'll step on it. That's gotta work. Yes. Look. I stepped on it and I got it to go through. So if that's long enough, or I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I might just embellish it, paint it on with a green once I'm done. I sure might, because I can get that last piece on like this. Let me show you. And I just might do it on both sides, which I think would be, do I want that or do I want two? I think I want two. Let's see how this fits. And I might put those on the bedboard too. See, I think if you go all the way to the top, that might just, no, it's a little short. If I can push it up. Yeah, it'll work. It will work. Look at that. So I will be doing that. You won't see the whole thing. Or do I, now that I know I can make more of these, do I just go in and cut that off? And just do the flowers. Yeah, I think I'll just do one set. Just one set is all I need. One set, just like that. For both sides. I am going to do that because I think that would be really nice if I did it in a green, because I have the green on the carpet. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, here we go. Back to where I started and not getting sidetracked. Okay, so I have this, and now what I'm going to do, I probably should have cut that a little bit wider. No. Yeah. And the reason I'm saying is I could take it all the way to the end. So I am going to cut that. Yeah, I think that I should cut that a little wider. It's not that I don't have the machine, you know, I can make it work. So there's my mark. Can't hardly see. Maybe you can see it now. There's my mark. And I might have to go get some more iced tea, guys. I should have been smart and brought a whole cupful. Okay, so that looks, if it's a little wider, it's not a problem, but I definitely don't want it too thin. And I do that really carefully so I don't move my paper around. All right, so we have two links. I think it might be the wider of the two. Let's see. Ooh, that went kind of crooked. Let's see. It's this one. Very nice. Very nice. I like. Okay. So we're going to put this first piece on. And I want to measure that because I want to cut them nicely. You know what I mean? I don't want them. I want them to look uniform. So let's try here. And again, when it's all said and done, these can be sanded down. Oh, perfect. They're a little too wide, but I can trim that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is coat this with some craft glue. And I really want to get this piece right here covered nice. Because this is where the stability and the texture is going to become very important. So I'm just basically going to stick this on. And I'm going to hold it again so that that texture gets really, or the cardboard gets wet, and I can kind of flatten it and manipulate it. Now I have this really cool tool somewhere. See, I want to push in right there because this is the most important piece. This is where we're going to want that texture and that nice look. So now that that's glued down, I can kind of go along and push that. And I still, like I said, I can still kind of manipulate it. Into doing exactly what I want. And you know, I'm wondering if I shouldn't paper mache that. I don't know, it's still got shape. Yeah, it's still got its shape. So I just want to hold this until it's dry. Looks pretty good. I think I like that, yeah. Now, the next piece, you know, I really think I may want to paper mache that with just some thin paper, and or do I want to spackle it? Does it have to be wood? I don't think so. I don't think it has to be wood. Then I can just kind of layer that up with the spackle and then groove it in. Let's give that a shot. Let's give that a try. Let me just get one on this other side. And I think that's, we're going to start spackling. We're layering, and we'll get that kind of built up, and then we'll slope it down. Yeah, why not? Oh, this was our piece. Because remember, we're going to paint that. Y'all, I just thought of something. If we do this and we do it with the paper clay, then I can take my mold, my little fella, this guy, press it down so that this sticks out. So it'll be coming out of, not just painted on. Yes. Yes, we're going to do that. Somewhere I have this stuff called Showing Off Stencils. It is stencil making material, and I have not found it. I bought it and this craft room somehow absorbed it. So you got me. Yeah, I think we're going to spackle this. We are just changing up the game, guys. We are changing it up. I am going to go with the spackle look. And I learned the hard way the other day, guys. I was in here working, and I could not for the life of me figure out why my paper cutter wasn't working. And it's because I had been cutting cardboard, and I don't know if you can see all of that coming out onto the tray there. All of that little dust. Well, the camera doesn't like white, but there is just dust particles that get caught up in this little track. So every once in a while, clean it out. Otherwise, you're going to be cutting. You might only have one good piece of paper or one particular pattern, and you're going to be cleaning this or cutting and lose your good piece of paper because you didn't clean your track out. All right. So we'll put one piece on the other side just to keep it even. And then we're going to break out with the putty and the paper clay. That's what we're going to do. I think this is going to be a really good idea, folks. I do. It seems crazy that it would take an hour to build one little table, or 2 hours. But if you're doing it this way, then yeah, it does take some time. So if it's a school project, you might want to get started early. Like, I'm working on a collab, and so I think, and I do need to confer, I think we have decided on an outdoor theme. And so I have been researching what to make, how to make it, and that sort of thing. How much. I know I need to double the size because I work in 112. And for this collaboration, my first one, I will be working in Barbie size scale. So, folks, if you live in the area that I live in, I will post it on our website. I don't know if I want to give it away or if I want to sell it yet, but I will be posting that. So it will be several months out, but once it's finished, I know that I won't have the space to hang on to it. So I basically want to get out of it what materials I put into it, and I showed them on an earlier video. So this was a $1 doll. This was a $1 doll. This was a $5 doll. And I want to say the little, I think these were $5. So, like I said, I want to get, and I want a little profit on it, but not a lot. So anyhow, I will post that once the collab is finished and over, and I will put it up for sale. And if you live locally, that's where the sale will be, is here locally where I live. And you guys will have an opportunity to pick it up. No shipping. Okay, I'm just going to trim those edges up. So voila. And see, I can do this bottom part with the, with the stucco mix, because it'll look like this when it's done. Kind of a marbly look to it. Something like that. And this has got a really, really glittery side, and then it's got a not so glittery side, but it won't be a side table, but it'll look like that. And then the top itself, I can still make wooden, or I can make it look like this. So I kind of like the idea of having the wood tone to it. So I think that I'm still going to paint it after I call it stuccoing it, because that's a term I'm familiar with. But once I'm done, then I can add the paint. So I could still paint it brown, because that's a color I'm very fond of. I like brown. My absolute and total favorite color, though, is green. As you can see from the Arthur house. Pretty much everything in the Arthur house is either green or brown. Okay, so we're looking at that now. So I'm going to go ahead and is this the right one? I think that is the right one. I don't know if I had sanded the other one. I guess it's the right one because I don't even see the other one. Here's one. I need two anyhow. One. Oh, here. No, that's a side. Well, guys, I have managed. I heard something hit the floor a second ago. Let me not see if that's what it was. No. Isn't that interesting? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these top and bottom. Yep. I'm going to glue them on, and then we'll get ready to stucco. And I think the nice thing about the stucco, too, is we can fill in any gaps that the glue doesn't cover. So I'm just going to go along and make sure these are all as even as I can get them without destroying them. And then I'm going to coat them with the glue. And again, I might not even go over the insides. I don't, because we're going to use that plaster. So we'll go plaster on the inside, plaster on the outside. And I don't think you'll see much of that hot glue. I will get my X-Acto knife though and clean it up as much as I can, because we won't need all of it, you know. So I'll clean it up. Okay, let's go to the next piece. I want to get that glued, and then I'll take a break while it's drying, and I will conclude this video and start the next. Okay, so there's the bottom, and I get the bottom. I want the nicest piece for the top. That's this one. Okay, so there's the top. I want to make sure that the back, though, like I said, has to be flush. So what I'm going to do, I think, is lay it down, and I got to make sure it's even. You know what I mean? Like, there's as much on this side as there is on that side. And bingo, there we go. So there's that piece. And yeah, I think this is going to work out really good. Okay, that's not exactly flush again. I don't want that glue to go everywhere. I do think that it's even on the sides there. What's going to be fun is doing the stamps. And I got a way of doing that. I'm going to have to make another one like this. And so I'll do that off camera, and I'll get my paper clay out. And I think rather than use my joint compound on this piece, I'm going to go ahead and use the, does that look right? I'm going to go ahead and use the paper clay that I have, the old paper clay, because I really, 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 really need to use it up. I have to keep putting water in it. That looks too wide. Like, not enough on that side. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to not worry so much about gaps, like I said, because we are going to be putting, paper clay out. And paper clay dries nice. And the nice thing about it is it's easy to sand. But I'm going to be my OCD me and try to get it on there nice and smooth. And that's what I like, is I can get a paintbrush wet and go along and smooth it out really nice even before I apply sandpaper to it. So it's going to look pretty good, I think. And I think I could probably cover the legs that way too. We shall see, guys. We shall see. Okay, so this is going to go this way. And again, I just need to make sure that it's even, Steven, and flush with the back. And it appears as though it is. So, like I said, I'm not going to, there's some gaps, but I'm not going to worry about those, because when I come back, this feels like it needs to go forward. Yes, I like that. So who says you need fancy, fancy, fancy equipment? Now, of course, we do have to put the front on it. And let's see if I can sort of simulate the front. This, of course, will not be the front, but I'm going to simulate it. So this will, let me see if I can, I want it to look like, so you get an idea. And of course it will have a door on it. So the front will look like this. And then there will be a door on it. And I might make a simulated drawer there, just a little, you know, to make it kind of look real. I don't know if there's enough space there to do that, but that's what I may do. Okay, guys, right now I am going to, again, make sure that's even. And end this video here. And when we come back, we will start the next. And by then the glue should be dry enough for us to paper clay it. Paper clay? Yeah, paper clay it. And then I think we shall build the table. Well, especially because I want to find out if all the pieces are there. Okay, so that, guys, with hardly any tools, you know, cardboard, glue. I used an X-Acto knife, so you're going to want either a small pair of scissors or the X-Acto knife. And if you are a young person watching this, this is a disclaimer. Do not do this. Do not do this with anything sharp, because I cut the edge of my finger off completely. That part of my finger is gone for the rest of my life. And so is a little piece of it's called a tuft. The end of your bone in your finger right there is called a tuft. It's gone forever. It will never be the same, because as I was cutting something like this, shoop, I took the whole end of my finger off. So don't do this without parents. And parents, you be careful too, because I'm an adult and I made that mistake. I cut a part of my finger off, and like I said, never going to come back. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. And again, once we get this dry, we will come back. We'll work on the paper clay. I will somewhat investigate how I want to do the legs. And we'll add the front. And we're definitely going to put this together. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Keep crafting. And if you have not, if you're watching this and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please jump over to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe and hit the notification button. I try to post twice a week. Like on Saturday or Sunday, I may post 4 or 5 videos. And Wednesday, I may post 4 or 5 videos. But twice a week I post. I really want to start trying to spend some time on my channel, the Diorama Diva, and I want to hopefully get this over to that channel. So if you are building dioramas, I mean, yes, it takes some time, and the longer you spend, the neater the product, but you can do this. You can manipulate paper to do just about anything. Okay, again, thanks for watching. Happy crafting. I'll see you soon.